Number one question on everyone's mind is when altcoin season. Currently, the number one idea in the crypto market is that there will be no traditional altcoin season, which is usually when we see the altcoins outperforming Bitcoin, Ethereum included, and we just see these really exponential moves, right? After you see this really nice impulse move out of Bitcoin, generally the altcoins do seem to follow, and so far we've gotten to a point where Bitcoin is to be assumed the only thing in the market that's going to continue growing. And once again, I personally really enjoy when the market sentiment is at these levels because I think that it offers the most opportunity. And, you know, as a contrarian at times, you can almost always see the writing on the wall. In my opinion, I think that we're on the cusp of a huge altcoin rally, which realistically I think is going to last a little bit longer than most anticipate, but we're going to take it level by level as we approach things. Now, I have two reasons why I feel this way. One of them being the ETH versus BTC chart. The other one is being the Bitcoin dominance chart. In my opinion, this is a thing of, you know, whether or not it's actually bottomed at this level or it's near it. I do feel that the ETH versus BTC pair is either bottomed already or near a bottom. I'm not trying to, you know, be a bottom caller on this exact thing. But I will say that the timing of this is very interesting, and the fact that when we came down and made this wick low into this box region right here, we also had Bitcoin dominance push right into a key level as well at the exact same moment with a really nice rejection, in my opinion, showcasing a blow off top scenario. Now let's take a look at this ETH versus BTC pair because once again, looking at things in a little bit of a different viewpoint, you know, we've completely retraced or round tripped almost 6 years of growth on ETH versus BTC. But when looking at this, you know, once again, we're coming into lows, so you have to be, you know, aware that you can't be too bearish at support. For me personally, even when we were trading all the way back in this area here back in November of 2023, I was tracking the potential, which, you know, that being the key word, I wasn't married to this by any means, but it's been something that's just kept me at bay. And it was the potential for this bullish reversal pattern that unfortunately is bearish to complete it, just similar to, you know, a bull flag, a descending channel, a falling wedge, right? It's the price action has to come down before it can come up. And for me, this is a very interesting setup here because not only is this an area or a pattern that I was looking for, and once again, this is a bullish reversal setup, even though we're all the way down at these lows here, right? This is a sequence of Fibonacci known as the bullish bat pattern, which similar to that shark I was just looking at on Bitcoin on my last video, this is quite the opposite. So this is a bullish setup with, you know, specific ratios that we look for, one of them being the 886 retracement. So for, you know, ETH versus BTC to come all the way back down to almost 90% retracing this whole move, that is one of the key elements here. Now we can go a little lower, you know, that must be said. But right now it's very interesting to me because you can see I've got these two areas boxed off here as well. And I took some fib times and I lined them up, and this is an area where we would look for a pivot in the market, right? So what that means is a pivot as far as, you know, the price action reversing, completing a move, so on and so forth. Right? I don't necessarily know what it's going to be, but generally that offers up a big area. For these patterns, a lot of time it's the completion zones of them. And I marked out a time frame of, you know, basically December of 2024 into the end of March 2025. So we were within that time frame, right, that we come into. We've got a nice spike down. We've completed this potential pattern with a nice reaction so far. This box area was the region I was looking for the ETH versus BTC pair to come down to, with some other confluences as well. So at the moment, barring we don't get another little drop back down, realistically this pattern's still valid even until we honestly go past the X point, which is all the way down here. But for now, this is, you know, a valid pattern in my opinion. You know, I do think that Bitcoin has, you know, potential to come down to 86K. So I must realize that the altcoins will still probably see another, you know, 20, maybe a 30% pullback before things really get going. But overall, this setup took 6 years to basically generate, right? So this is 2019 for the beginning of this, 2021, 2025, a 6-year pattern. I'll say that again. So in my opinion, this is a huge reversal opportunity that probably will not necessarily just unfold in just a matter of a few months. We could be looking at a sizable, you know, reversal time frame here on this. But in general, I do anticipate 6 to 8 months minimum of altcoin rally to come out of this area. So it'll be something I'm definitely monitoring. The key targets of this do push up into the 0.382 retracement area, 0.05 mark just about. It's also the B point, which is another main target of this pattern. They both align basically right at the same spot. I would imagine if we come up to this region, you'll probably get a little bit of a pullback at that point. And once again, this is a high time frame outlook. This is on a weekly chart here, so it won't be just a straight up type of move. We didn't get a straight down, right? I mean, it looks like it at this point, but we got a lot of up and down along the way. And then this is, like I said, target 1, and target 2 is up here at your gold pocket. And this would be a sizable move for ETH versus BTC. This is 80%, potentially 140%. And just to be, putting things into perspective, which I know that the ETH versus BTC pair doesn't necessarily constitute the altcoin market, but generally speaking, if ETH is doing well, the alts are doing well. And the last real altcoin rally, which I would consider an altcoin season, we saw was from November 2023 to March of 2024, when Bitcoin ran from 50K to 74K last year. And the altcoins, did extremely well for that period of time also. ETH versus BTC only rose by 30% during that time frame. So if we were to see moves along this caliber here, I mean, you're talking a 65% move, an 85% move, and then potentially a 150% move. In my eyes, I'd see the altcoins really seeing a large rally from this. So in short, if there was ever a time to be investing and looking into some altcoin pairs, I believe since 2019, the best time would be right now.